Welcome to the Big O Money Show. Bill Altman here with my co-host Tony Shore, coming from the Premier Advisory Group right at Stonegate Studios. We have a new name for it every day. 120th and Stonegate, right between Mulholland and Culver's on Blondo Street, or not on Blondo, on 120th. What I'm talking about, between Blondo and Maple. How about that, Tony?
There you go.
A little
there
early.
You go. A little closer. Yeah.
Cold week, huh? Wow. A wild week, though. I mean, up to the 40s, down to the negatives. Wild week. But we're here and we're surviving it, and that's what we get, right? It's one of the trade-offs. Trade-offs to be able to live in the Midwest, this great, wonderful place, is some crappy weather sometimes, right? But I think people also look forward to the change in seasons, just like now I am looking forward to spring.
Yes, we are looking forward to spring.
And
you know, in my hometown of Stillwater, Minnesota, tomorrow, we'll record this, but we're supposed to have a high of -11 and a low of -21 with up to 50 below zero wind chill.
It's wild. Yeah, I saw, like Okoboji area, you're close, your hometown, Worthington, so not too far away, like -40s wind chill, roughly.
Yeah.
It's crazy, right? So yeah, in Omaha, -20s. It just it is what it is, and right. I think it kind of not burns everything off, right? It's the opposite of, so it's freezing everything off.
Yep.
And then things come back to life in the spring, and we have a great summer, and then everything's fun. And then we kind of go into fall, right? And then
which is beautiful.
And then it freezes back off.
Yeah.
I don't know here if we ever burn anything off because it's too darn humid.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
It's not like an AZ Scottsdale, like up in the real crazy heat.
No, we need the negative temps do that. They freeze everything off. It's fine. Extreme heat and extreme cold do the same thing. I mean, your skin will burn at 21 below zero actual temp. You can't be out for more than 5 minutes. Any exposed skin will burn, but it's a freezer burn. It's frostbite, but it's the same as a 3rd-degree burn. So
it's right.
Yeah. And
regardless, Tony, it's cold. Can we agree on that?
We can agree. It's
Tony
cold.
Gets scientific with us, ladies and gentlemen.
But hey, it's January in the Midwest.
It is, yes. So, Tony, markets. Let's get into it. Let's talk about what's going on. Volatility this past week, Tuesday, 900 points. I think it was two point something on the NASDAQ down, point on the S&P down. Markets were down across the board. Why? Greenland. Oh, Greenland. Oh, boy. The massive economy, crazy GDP that Greenland and Denmark provide. Amazing, right? And people get all worried about it because they forget that we are the global superpower, economic superpower and more, but economic for sure. And that's global. So that's in the world, in the universe. I feel that. And that's proven as well. That being said, the media likes to get things riled up. President Trump likes to get things riled up. It's part of his deal, the art of the deal. So he's negotiating. He's like saying, "Hey, I want to buy your island. I want to buy this big island." And they're like, "You're not buying it. You can't have us." Canada, same thing. We're going to make you the next state. And they're like, "No." And you walk down the streets. And where were we, Tony?
You were in Quebec.
Quebec. Yeah. Quebec. Yeah. So we're walking down the streets of Quebec. And in the windows, you see all these signs like, "We're not for sale. Go away." Like on hats. So they have actually created swag on this. I mean, this has been an economic boost for Canada, if anything. Like probably really no one ever thought that would happen. Right. I don't think so, but who knows? And the same thing with the Greenland thing. But what we wanted was a bigger military presence there, because it is an area that requires that, really, and it's for our protection, it's for Europe's protection, and we have to make sure that we have some presence there to be able to fight back if needed, and that was really the goal. And so it's a negotiation down. And so this past week, markets get crushed on Tuesday, and then then Wednesday and Thursday, markets are back. Shocker. We have never seen that before happen, right? So they come back because they're creating the framework for this new deal, and things are kind of going in the right direction, and people are agreeing. Okay, fine. We're not going to send the military in to take over anymore. But here's what you're going to have to do. And here's what we want. They're like, okay, great. Let's just get done with this. And then he said, and what we're going to do is we're not going to put those new tariffs, that 10% that they were going to put in. So Europe doesn't have to deal with that anymore. So things are now finally coming together, and then the markets surge and rally back, and everything's great. Right? And we've seen it time and time again, and we'll continue to see it. So do not invest with your emotions. Pay attention to what you're owning and why you're owning it. The why management piece in investing is probably the most critical part, right? So why are we doing this? Why are we investing in this portfolio mixed of these international stocks or domestic stocks or whatever it is? Why are you doing it? Why are you buying this annuity? Why are you buying this life insurance policy? What is that going to do for you? What's the end game? And that's what we talk about and start with. Tony and Sarah, what's your end game? Where do you want to be? When do you want to retire? What's the end game? How much income do you want? What do you want to hit the bank every month? And let's work backwards from that and build that portfolio. And please, by all means, keep your emotions and politics out of your investing, right? Because we're dealing with something way bigger than this, way bigger than politics, and certainly bigger than your emotions. Let's have the right why going into, and I want you to understand, the consumer, the investor, I want you to understand why you're doing it too, because that's important. I don't want you going to bed at night wondering like, why am I invested in this? Why am I invested in that? Where am I going? That's silly. You need actual concrete plan. And when I say concrete plan, concrete does have it can crack, right? And anytime you have a new driveway that's poured, what do they tell you right off the bat? This will crack, and most certainly does. And the more harsh your climate is, or volatile the climate, like here, and we know potholes, right? And concrete cracks, right? And so your plan, we want to make sure we build safeguards in to protect from those cracks. And maybe like caulk or something. I don't know, caulk the joints and do all that kind of stuff, whatever you do. But we want to build that within, knowing that it's going to be a little fluid, but if you stay the course and stay the plan and make sure it matches your risk tolerance, it creates the income that you want and for the future, and it's tax advantage. Do you have a whole lot of non-qualified money or non-IRA money that needs to be tax advantaged and taken advantage of certain wash sale rules regarding ETFs versus stock? There are portfolios that you can invest in that can minimize your tax burden. Sometimes even eliminating it, just depending. So we really want to make sure that we can understand how that works, and it's important for you to understand how that works too. So a lot going on there. We got the Denmark and Greenland issue kind of going in the right direction, and maybe it blows up again, maybe it doesn't blow up again. Who cares? Okay, how about that? Another thing I want to talk to you about, because people are like, well, where is the market going? I have no idea where it's going. But we know where it's been. But we also know where it's been isn't a prediction for where it's going to go in the future either.
But we do have 100 years of market history to look at.
We
do. And that's very positive for the most part. So
that's right.
Nobody has a crystal ball, but you've been doing this a long time, Bill. We have a lot of research, a lot of experience, a lot of market history we can look at. And again, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to do exactly the same thing at exactly the same times, but it does help us plan for the future. You want to, hope for the best, but plan for the worst, right?
You do, right. And so then we get into an article clipped from a 2017 World Herald money section was the Dow's 1,000 point milestones. So the first 1,000, 1972. We're quite a bit above that right now, aren't we?
Yeah, okay. Almost 7,000.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
1999, 10,000.
10,000.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
We pop over to 2013, 16,000. 2017.
Oh, we're talking about the Dow.
The Dow.
Yeah, I was thinking S&P is at 7,000. Yeah, okay.
2017, 20,000.
Wow.
So what's the common?
And now it's almost
theme.
50,000. It's 49,000 right now.
What's the common theme?
Upward momentum.
Upward momentum. So have some years been better? Has there been more upward momentum in certain times than others? Sure.
Yeah.
But during all of that time, I don't see once where it went backwards.
Nope.
Okay.
No, it's never set record lows, but it continually sets record highs.
So,
right?
something very important to remember when you're investing, and back to the taking the emotions out of your investing, that's kind of why, right? Because let things work out. Now, if you're still the person that can't sleep at night, regardless, you just got to know it's safe, then it's not for you. It's okay. That's okay. We'll figure something else out. Not a big deal, right? But we want to make sure that if you're not that person and you understand that things go up and down and long term, it's typically better, as long as you're invested properly, and we keep fees at bay as much as possible and all that kind of good stuff, because that's really important, right? That you understand that if you're comfortable with that, then we want to stay invested typically. Again, always depending on the individual person. Did we talk about Costco yet?
No.
Oh, Costco, Amazon. What am I talking?
Amazon.
I got Costco on the brain. Wife gives me a list of, we need bottled water and paper towels and coffee for the office. Anyway, okay. So
I don't mean to give a plug, but I'm loving Costco.
I'm a Costco fan.
The $1.50 dog and soda, you can't go wrong.
Oh, gotcha. That's your go-to.
Yeah, I love that.
So, Tony, Amazon, the online online store,
The
right?
online
big box retailer.
Yep.
Right, is now going to be a real brick and mortar big box, a location that will completely smash the size of any Walmart or the average Walmart out there. So a large Chicago, Illinois, #1 Amazon.
Really?
Yep.
I heard rumors that they were planning on that years ago, and it just never happened. And now the announcement has been official. I didn't realize it was Chicago. I heard they were building their first brick and mortar store, and it was going to be huge.
Yep, that's right. It is, and that's it. And it's. I don't know if it's exciting. I'm not excited about it at all. I'll stick with my Costco for right now, I'm not going to go to Chicago. But
right, yeah.
But it will be interesting. I'd love to walk through one. I think.
I'd love to see it. We'll have to. You and I, we should plan a trip to go visit Rob Curvin, our buddy down there.
Curve.
And then Curve can take us,
Yes.
get Curve to bring his plastic. We'll all go shopping.
Oh, perfect. And well, you know what? If we throw Binger in the mix, then we'll have some real buying power.
Yeah. President of Gradient Investments. Get him in the mix and put it on his tab. Sure.
We'll be making markets that day, Tony.
Yes.
That's for sure.
That's for sure.
Nvidia is urging everyone, all companies, people, they invest in AI. He wants mass investments into AI. This is Nvidia we're talking about. Very valuable company, right?
Hugely valuable.
That will happen. It's going in that direction. If you don't like it, get off the grid. Figure it out. But I bet you the grid's coming to you whether you like it or not. Maybe not in your lifetime if you're going way, way off, but it's around us. So we want to accept it, Tony. Well, I don't know if we want to accept it. I think we have to train ourselves to be able to accept it and use a portion of it if you can. But knowing that, you go into the doctor's office and they have a little thing in their ear and it's recording everything that happens in the, and they ask you to sign off first. Are you okay with this? And you can check yes or no. And otherwise, another note taker has to come in with the doctor or the PA. Right. And so they can eliminate that one position with that earbud, and that's translating, but it's going directly to an online virtual note taker. Right. All of that's going to be fully AI driven. A lot of it's already fully AI driven.
Yeah.
So that's already here. And so whether you're going to use it or not, it's already going to be, it's already here, but it's going to be widely used in the future. And we're going to see that more and more. So why am I saying this? We look at portfolios maybe that have some of that involvement or a lot of that involvement. We actually have a portfolio called the Digital Discovery Portfolio.
Yes.
That's very interested in that. They're interested in blockchain. And so that would be kind of like your crypto side, but blockchain and the crypto side is really more of like a security and storage and encryption more than anything. And they've monetized that. And then out comes Bitcoin, basically, is what that is. So what happens to the future of Bitcoin and all the others, I don't know. Probably be fine. I don't know. Okay. Don't really care, to be honest. Yeah. But what we know is all of these technologies are going to continue to be used.
Yes.
And they're going to continue to be adopted by
AI and blockchain are here to stay, and you need to be invested, or a lot of folks, depending on their situation, probably want to look at some things like that. But yeah, I know we can't give specific advice broadly, but that's why you need to sit down and work with. You have a great team there, Bill, with Andrew and Jake and yourself, to say, hey, where are you at? Where is your money allocated? And you might want to look at growth in these areas. So yeah, I think it's really moving forward. And like you said, you kind of either have to get on the train or you're off of it at this point, right?
That's right. And so if you're going to be an investor at all, you're going to be on the train.
Right.
Right. And so and that's why I was saying kind of like just almost mentally adopted, knowing that it's here. And most people have, really.
Sure.
There are definitely some holdouts. And so what we can, I think, hope and pray for really is that they do it safely. But what will it do with technology? And as for how it pertains into the medical world, unbelievable. And how people can get things done faster. Like, do we really want things to move faster? Not really, right? It was really nice, like without the cell phones, wasn't it? It was, but isn't it really nice with them? I can call my kid like when they're out and about and saying, "Hey, you safe? Everything okay down there?"
Yeah, track the kids.
I mean, and
know where they're at all times. I like that.
I mean, we barely grew up with kids having like pagers, and not, I'm sure, right?
Right. No, yeah. My parents, in my day, they told us, me and my friends, get out of the house and don't come back until supper.
Yeah. And that was very similar. Right. But, then you get into like high school. I can remember like getting like my first pager. Right. And how
I remember getting my first pager as well. Yeah.
Yeah. And you felt really cool with the thing hanging on the other side. Like you'd put the big body of it like in your pocket. It was just a clip on the side. And everybody knew.
Yes, it was just a clip on the belt or your pocket, your jean pocket. I have a funny pager story. I didn't have a pager, but Mountain Dew ran a special on their 12 packs. If you saved UPC codes and sent in enough of them, you could get a Mountain Dew pager.
Oh.
And I actually did it, and my pager said Mountain Dew.
Oh,
and I mean, I had that into the 90s. I had that, and my wife, when I first met my wife, she laughed hard. Is that a Mountain Dew logo on your pager? And I'm like, yep, got the pager for free.
And the different colored cases and all that kind of stuff.
Oh yeah. Right.
Yeah. And so you go from there, or like I can remember back in the day, my dad was big in the real estate business locally here, and as for like apartment complex and different things, and he had a car phone, but it was like a big box.
Yeah, the huge box,
like on a cord, and plug into the cigarette lighter deal, and and so now we've come so far that we have these and things. I mean, heck, this thing is 3 or 4 years old, and technology is crazy advanced since then. Yeah. So, and I think regulation will allow it to stay as safe to the people as possible. Now, is it going to be perfect? No, it's not going to be. So you have to watch yourself, watch what you're doing. You're constantly seeing emails and notices probably from your bank or financial institutions that are telling you to, hey, be very careful. There are scams going out. Don't click on links. The companies that you're working at are telling you that. The companies that you're working out may be actually putting out teasers or whatever they call them, where they go out to see who clicks on them. You're right. And kind of see how prepared everybody is, knowing that it's not a bad link, but it could have been, and they can go to Tony and say, hey, Tony, why'd you click on that link? Like, we had this whole meeting that you're not supposed to click on a link from an unknown sender, and you're like, oh, geez, well, shit, blah, blah, blah. So so we want to try to, hopefully that will always be there. It will get more and more. Yes, it probably will. Yep. But will maybe technology actually get so spruced up that we can prevent more and more of that happening? That might be something. And maybe that's where the whole blockchain and the whole AI marry together, to be able to really try to prevent that. And things are super encrypted.
Yeah.
Where you just can't get in. Now, and that creates a pain. Who likes to log in? Who likes to go through 3 different levels of login?
Oh,
Authentication.
it drives us all nuts.
Right. And like you can click the box and don't remind me for another 30 days. This is a safe computer. And then what happens an hour later? You have to, for some reason, you still have to do it.
Yeah. 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 I love that. I did that yesterday and today, logging in to make, for 30 days, don't ask me again for 30 days. The next day it asked me.
Oh, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. Never fails.
It's like a trick. I like to make you feel better. You click on it. This time it will work. Maybe I didn't really click on it last time.
You know what it's like, Bill? That is just like that button that says don't ask again for 30 days when you check that. It's like pushing the door closed button in an elevator, getting in an elevator and thinking, oh, there's a button to push to close the door sooner. Nope.
Well, the problem
is push that 5 times and then
you got to just push on a bunch, Yeah, it goes faster. Yeah. So if you're waiting for the elevator ever and you push like the down button, just push it a whole bunch of times. It starts speeding up as it climbs.
Well, the door close button isn't hooked up in most elevators. It's hooked to nothing. I've been told that by people who work on the guy who works on the elevators here is like, yeah, no, that's not hooked to anything. The door open and door close buttons do nothing.
Oh gosh.
I'm like, great.
So just go ahead and stand in front of it.
Right. Now the up down buttons to get an elevator and get it there, and then you push a floor, those work. But then there's a button that, close and open the doors. Those aren't hooked up, Bill.
No.
Don't press those.
That's right. So Tony, kind of last but not least on our show, financially speaking, on what to talk about is gold. And that's no surprise. Gold has been on just a rocket ship. It's been climbing and climbing like crazy, near 5,000 troy ounce.
Does anyone even know why this is happening?
Well, I have suspicions. For there's a couple things, and I think that the real thing is the emotion piece, and it's the fear, right? And so the fear and the greed. So when people are fearful, you want to be greedy, right? And people are, and this is a Warren Buffett quote, and people are greedy, will be fearful. People right now are fearful. A lot going on. Oh my gosh, Greenland, they're going to invade us, take away everything from us, and our guns are going to come after our guns. Greenland, they're really going to do it this time. And so there's a lot of that going on. International conflict, Middle East, Venezuela, you name it, right? Lots going on. California, a lot going on. Minnesota, all the rioting, craziness. Come on, people, stop. Just stop. Right. So what we want to, really see, Tony, on that end is people buying this gold maybe, and maybe it's skyrocketing because of that fearful piece, and people are just really fleeing to safety. Or maybe there's another piece to it. Maybe it's the crypto, and they want a real piece of physical currency, more than just a piece of paper. Which I think is more than a piece of paper. It's secured by our U.S. Treasury, right? So if that ever went away, you can kiss it all goodbye anyway, right? Except for the gold. Gold will still be your international. And so people may be thinking that on that side too. So I think it's a mix, Tony, but I think there's probably a lot of fear that's driving that gold price.
Yeah, it is fear. I would agree. I think Bill, hang on. Oh. My computer just went to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, I died like completely. My laptop is back on. I started hitting, like, it just went dark, so I started hitting buttons and it came back on my laptop, but I don't know what's going on. Sorry.
That's okay.
Something just happened. We'll edit that. Hang on, I'll jump in. So anyway, I think that's what's happening with gold.
That's great, Tony. Absolutely. And so stay tuned. Keep us up to date with what you're doing, I would like to say, and we'd like to keep you up to date as we do every week on our show here on 1110 KFAB. You can also hear us on all the streaming channels, the Spotify's and the Apple and the Google and all that kind of fun stuff, or you can listen live. It's Sunday mornings, 8:06 a.m., every Sunday morning, 1110 KFAB. Until next week, we'll see you then.
All right.
You can figure something out, Tony. Sorry.
All right, and that does it for today's episode of the Big O Money Show with our host, Bill Altman.